Okay, so thank you for joining us. My name is Lilian. I'm scientific coordinator of POGO and also from NANO. We are here today with Mariele and Dr. Shubrata Sarkar. I'm sorry, Dr. Mariele Paiva and Dr. Shubrata Sarkar for this 26th NANO webinar. So before we introduce our esteemed speaker, I would like to introduce NANO for those who are not familiar with our network. So NANO is the NF-POGO alumni network. So it's composed by former and current scholars of NF-POGO trainings, all directed to ocean observations. So the objective of NANO, which was created in 2010, is to maximize actually the benefits of our trainings and extend opportunities to our members. So the ways that NANO does this is by fomenting networking, establishing them or strengthening them from the training and via our meetings or exposing members to high-level events. So usually POGO invites a few members to join at COP events, the climate change event from the United Nations or GEO, and other high-level events from the Ocean Decade. We also support activities of outreach and citizen science conducted by members and joint research projects. So in the past, we were able to support 5 different projects from different regions of the world, and these in 2017 were merged into one global project called NANO-DOAP, which I'm gonna talk a little bit more on the next slide. But it's important that all these projects are led by our members who are early career ocean professionals with some small but important financial support from NANO, and they foment a lot of science and outreach in their regions. So NANO-DOAP is short for a global study of deoxygenation, ocean acidification, and productivity at selected sites. So basically, this project foments a network of coastal monitoring stations, which currently encompass 34 stations in 18 developing countries. All of them are managed by members of NANO. So during their activities include sampling of essential ocean variables every month or every 2 months, at least at surface. And also we conduct activities with remote sensing, and the members organize capacity development and outreach activities in their locations as well. So one of the capacity development activities of NANO-DOAP is organizing these webinars. We try to do them at least once a month. So we encourage everyone present, if you have a person to indicate that you would like to hear on a webinar or a subject that you're interested in, please contact us via email or social media. Our contact details are on the top right corner of the screen. And so today's webinar is on Mariele's excellent work in ocean literacy. So her and her team are doing ocean literacy activities with school children in the south of Brazil. And we invited her, and Mariele was really nice on accepting our invitation. Thank you for that, Mariele. So Dr. Mariele Paiva is an oceanographer specializing in organic chemistry. She is a member of NANO because she was a scholar at the Center of Excellence at the Alfred Wegener Institute in Germany between 2014 and 2015. And she earned her PhD at the Federal University of Rio Grande, which included a research period at the University of Georgia in the United States. She has been working as a technical advisor in geochemistry for hydrobiology in Australia, and is currently dedicated to ocean literacy initiatives alongside her colleagues at the Laboratory of Oceans and Climate Studies team. and other collaborators. So before I give the floor to Mariele, I want to remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded. This webinar is being recorded, and it will be later uploaded on YouTube. So Mariele will present her slides for the next 30 minutes, and then it will be followed by a few more moments for Q&A. So please write down your questions to ask in the end and interact with Mariele, because this is an excellent opportunity for all of us. So Mariele, thank you so much. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And can you please share yours?
I believe I am sharing, right?
No, not yet.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, it's coming. I see myself. All right. So you only need to put in presentation mode now.
Is that fine now?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, good. So thank you so much, Lika, for this nice introduction and also for having me here. So today I'm going to talk about ocean literacy and to tell you about the work that we have been doing here, and also to share some ideas on how you can get involved. So for those of you who are not familiar with this term, ocean literacy, so it is like an understanding of how the ocean impacts you and how you impact the ocean. And science outreach is the idea of making science available to everyone, right? Is to make it understandable to everyone. So these two terms are quite related because in order to make people understand marine science, you need them to understand core concepts that come from ocean literacy. And ocean literacy is based on concepts that come from science, right? Okay, so why do we need it? And I could tell you many reasons why, but we will keep it with these two. So first, we need people to start to take actions and also to change their behavior. So then we can keep our planet habitable to humans, right? And also we need people to trust science. So then they can take it into account whenever they are making a decision. And so ocean literacy is not something new. It has been first defined in, I don't know, 2004, I guess. And since then, it has been evolving. And recently, it has been grounded in 7 principles. So these principles, they mostly talk about our relationship with the ocean and also about the benefits that it brings to us humans. So at some point, it has been realized that people understanding about the ocean is just not enough. We need people to change their behavior and be responsible and take care of the ocean like they do with their homes. So what is the best way to do it? There are many approaches that have been used now.
Mari,
So
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there is
yeah,
a little bar in front of the screen from
oh
it's
right,
saying up zoom. So there is a ocultar button. Can you click
yeah.
on that?
Is it
There
good
you
now?
go. Perfect. Yes,
All right,
perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry.
yeah, problem. So for example, there is a project based in UK that is using virtual reality and artificial intelligence, and they literally put people inside the ocean talking to a seal. So it's a very cool stuff, and people are getting very creative, but I guess it's also really expensive. So some people do social media or music, like Jack Johnson, for example, or informal education, and so on. So there is no right answer. It depends on your budget, your region, and many factors that you have to take into account. So here in the south of Brazil, we are doing it through a project that's called MARES, and it is founded by our National Council for Scientific and Technological Development. And before presenting our work, I would like to present you our team. So this is our nice team who is behind everything that we do. And I would like also to bring that everything that we do, we are only able to do because we have many collaborators. So Maris does basically four approaches. First, social media, and we also do publish a magazine and informal education through Maris at School, and also we produce a teaching material, which is called Illustrated Guide to the Ocean. So I'm going to talk about each of them briefly. Starting with social media. So our project keeps two Instagram profiles. The first is Project Maris, is mostly dedicated to ocean literacy. And the second one is Leoki Furgi, and it is dedicated to science outreach. So the first one, Project Maris, keep posts related to the ocean and about how it functions and the animals and everything related to it that make people really curious about. And we are getting quite a few followers by now. And we also indicate documentaries and films or even cartoons that somehow bring the ocean, the discussion about the ocean. And we also collaborate with projects that somehow benefit society directly. And Leoki Furgi is mostly dedicated to science outreach. So we share things about scientific projects or scientific papers, and also about the routines of researchers. And then we also publish a magazine dedicated to science outreach and ocean literacy that some of the NANO members have collaborated with. So, I'm sorry, it has been published since 2019. So now last year we published the 6th volume. And with time, we are learning more about how to connect with people. So learning what topic they are interested in and also how to make them feel part of it. So for example, last year, we did an article called Ask a Scientist, and we just connected children with scientists. So kids made their questions and we just gave them to scientists. And in less than 24 hours, the scientists answered all the questions. And I gave it back to the children. And it kept them talking about the ocean the entire year and searching and asking and talking. So it was really nice to do that. We also interview some underrepresented groups, for example, people from fishing community, and also we explain interesting facts that happens on the beaches and talk about how research projects are important to society. And we also do informal education, as I said, through Maris at School. So with each group of students, we have 5 minutes, 5 meetings, and to talk to them about the oceans. But we don't only talk to them, we also make them do experiments and activities related to the ocean. So then we can bring the topics that are interesting to them to know. For example, here, we were using red cabbage as an indicator of the pH to talk about the pH of the water. Or here, we were using balloons and a piece of fabric to talk about how phytoplankton absorbs the nutrients. And they really have a lot of fun, they enjoy a lot, and we too. It's really nice. Or here, we use it only cups and straws and pool water pH indicator to talk to them about solvent gas. And it's really nice. And lastly, we also produce teaching material that we are calling Illustrated Guide to the Ocean. So it is going to be 5 volumes. So the first dedicated to the formation of the ocean, and the second one related to the chemistry of the seawater, and the third about the organism of the ocean, and the fourth related to ocean circulation, and the fifth related to environmental issues. So here we have the cover of our first book, and this is Boo, our mascot, and she speaks to the reader the entire book and explains ocean topics. For example, tectonic plates. I'm sorry, I only have the Portuguese version of it, but it's explaining about tectonic plates, for example, with very nice illustrations. And here we are talking about the astrosphere. And yeah, so this one is about to be published. And now the second one is already written and it's being illustrated right now. And the third one is being written. So by the end of this year, we hope to publish the 5 of them. Okay, so now I have told you what we are doing here. So now I would like to share some ideas on how you can get involved in case you want. So first thing I would say is for you to just walk around, make connections, and find people who are willing to work with you on ocean literacy. Things tend to get easier when you work as a group. And the second thing, I would like to say that there are many funding opportunities, but this is not the reality. I mean, maybe for Canada or the United States or European countries, they do have many opportunities, but for the rest of us, not so many. But here, I have some of the opportunities that are available now. So later I can share the links if you are interested. And I also want to say that sometimes there are local or national foundations or companies that are interested in funding this kind of projects. So maybe you can search in your own country. And last, I would say that the easiest way to get started is by collaboration with ongoing projects. So I did a little research here, and there are many, many projects accepting collaboration from people in general. So, for example, you can become an actor, an author for this website. It's very interesting. They publish many things, not only related to the ocean, but it's really nice, this project. Or you can be connected to a children through this project and just share knowledge and go with these children through like a scientific path. The idea here is to share your science to a kid that has the same nationality as you do. So then you already have something in common to connect. And there are all these projects, and also Maris, why not? We would love to have something from you, like a collaboration, and we are open always for that. So yeah, this is all I have for today. And if you have questions and comments, I would love to hear them. So please, you can tell now or write me, and feel free whenever you want. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marielle. Great talk and very interesting material. We are opening for questions. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand. If you're too shy, you can type your question in the chat. So we also have a quiz live in the meeting. So Marielle, we asked the audience if they are currently engaged in ocean literacy activities, and we have a fairly 50-50%, yes. And in terms of what the audience considers the biggest challenging when engaging, the most difficult or the biggest challenge pointed by the audience is the difficulty in raising awareness or engaging others. And I would like to know from you your experience since you're dedicated to the matter. If you have, what's your opinion on this? I'm just gonna stop sharing your screen.
Yep.
One moment. There you go.
Yeah, it is sometimes
So,
hard to, sorry.
yeah, no, I was in, improving my question. So
Okay,
you,
yes.
for instance, you're conducting these activities in schools with the children, which is, seems that children are much more open to learn. And what's the most difficult aspect of making them understand the
Yeah,
importance?
sometimes we have issues related to their ages because we plan like an activity, but if they are very young, they cannot follow the activity. So we have to change. And this is difficult because we are not prepared as oceanographers, right? So it's a bit hard to, adapt the activities for all the ages that we are working with. But I think that kids are very easily interested in everything. So they want to know, they are very curious all the time. So it's really nice to work with them. And we still don't know about the older kids, like teenagers or even older people,
Mm-hmm.
because we are going to do this year. So I don't have experience to share with you related to them, but I think it's harder when people are older, because I don't know, they don't want to know so much about that.
Yeah. Shubrata?
Hello, Lika.
Oi.
Actually, I'm Mizanur Rahman. I joined using Dr. Shubhato's ID because I faced some difficulties. That's
Okay.
why I used his ID. I have a question. Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, what sorts of challenges have you faced during your campaigning program, particularly for students? I mean, the primary. If you cover the primary students, then what sorts of challenge you have faced during your project?
Thank you. What was the most difficult aspect, Marielle?
Yeah. First, the idea was to get the teachers involved. And sometimes we do have kids really, happy and doing whatever we are doing there and talking, but the teachers are not so interested. Sometimes they just, okay, just sit and wait, okay, just tell me when you are done, something like that, so this is something that it's sad somehow, because the idea was to also train them so then they can keep doing this with the other students, right? So this is something that is really hard, and I don't have an answer to say how would be the best way to get the teachers involved.
Mm. So how does it work? Maybe my question is too simplistic, but no one is asking questions, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
doing them. So how did it work for you when you were when you had the idea of this activity with the children?
Yeah.
You how was the approach? Did you approach the director of the school first, or you are related to a children that attends that school?
Yeah, the person who is in charge of doing this is Leticia Baldoni,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time she already knew the coordinator of the school, so it was quite easy to get in touch with them and to have access to the school. But then we started to share on Instagram the activities that we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and many schools sent messages asking, oh, can you come here too, and we would love to have you,
Oh, nice.
please come. And then we got many schools asking us to go, and now we don't even have time to to attend all the schools. So this is how it's working now.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we have a question in the chat from Annabelle Gamaru. Would it be possible to include ocean literacy in academic curriculum, for example, in elementary and grad school, elementary grad school?
Yeah, I think so. And people are trying to do that, right? I think Australia is actually doing that now, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when officially this will happen. So, but for
Yeah,
sure, there are people interested in trying to do that. Let's see. Let's hope that it happens.
true. I know that here in Portugal also they have the Blue School project with Escolas Azuis that is also working towards including ocean literacy in in the curriculum. But you mentioned something that it really strikes me too, because I felt the same way. So we as oceanographers or scientists, we are not trained to speak with the general public really. So at up to now, everything we do it's because we are looking for, acquiring this knowledge of outside academia. But I understand that your laboratory at FURG is very much dedicated to ocean literacy activities. Are you working to include ocean literacy training, let's put it this way, or science communication training in undergrad curriculum?
Yeah, not. I am not doing this personally, but I know that there are people doing this, and I'm happy, very happy to hear that. So this year they are starting to have classes related to, I don't know the right translation, extensão.
Yeah, it's outreach. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be mandatory for the students here.
Yeah, that's good.
So start, and there are people working on social oceanography and things like that, and that they are having some
Mhm.
progress. Let's see. I believe that next year we are going to have something related
It's
to it.
interesting the path that it took for that, because first it started with a few people, and I think this is an international thing. Started working with outreach, and then the funding agencies recognized this and started to make it mandatory. So if you're submitting a proposal for any project, you have to have an outreach component nowadays. But still, it's mandatory for you to conduct it, but no one teaches you how to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that this is something super important now. The next generation has to know how to do it. So we have a few more questions in the chat. Thank you, guys. Let me go here. So Nahya Mantaka Chowdhury is asking, how do you make students interested in ocean literacy? What kind of materials do you prepare?
Yeah. So whenever they see like different colored liquids or balloons, they
The
are always
messier, the
very,
better.
yeah, exactly. So we just arrive and they get really happy. It's really nice. And we actually don't have any formal material. We just have the experiments material and our voice, and we just talk to them and let them ask questions, and we try our best to explain the best way that we can. And this is how we do. We don't really have like a book yet, but we are planning that. But yeah,
So
that's
something very simple that Mari did. She went to the school and she talked to the children
yeah.
and collect their questions on anything that they are curious about the ocean. And then she brought these questions back to her colleagues and asked everybody, can you ask these questions to this 8-year-old kid or whatever? So she collected the answers and gave them back. So this is something very simple, free, doesn't require materials, and effective, really. Yeah, so next question is from Lamona. Hi, Lamona. Dear Mary, did you make preliminary assessment on the children, like how much they know about the ocean already, and then build the material for literacy accordingly? That's a good question.
um, so we did not do like a questionnaire, something like that. No, but we met kids that live here in Rio Grande, and we do have a beach here. So it's, in theory, very easy to go to the beach. But we did met kids that were not able to see the beach, so they just don't know. And on the other hand, we also met kids that, you know, were with their parents fishing and doing whatever related to the ocean. So they really knew a lot about the ocean.
Mm,
So it's interesting, and we just use their curiosity to see how the meeting is going to be. Because we never know what we are going to find. So we just let them do their things, and we do our things. So it's really nice. It's like an exchange, and
mm,
it's really good.
that's great. So we have another question from Mohammed Umram, and I apologize if I am pronouncing your names not properly. How could use EMB approaches very well to resound to ocean literacy activities?
So, I'm sorry, what is EMB?
What is EMB? I don't know either. Mohammed, if you can switch on your microphone.
Yes, maybe it means maritime management based on ecosystem.
Oh.
Yes, I think it's a new approach for maritime management in 2015 till today. We focus on that, and I am sorry that I was late because I have been involving in this research.
Right.
Okay.
So go ahead, Lika, sorry.
No. I'm not familiar with EMB, so but if I'm sure you are, Mari. Go ahead.
I can make more clarification. Maybe it means this is a new approach that interested in united maritime sector, not only in one sector like fishing or maritime transport or pollution, but it focuses in common and the whole maritime system. I mean, it's look like a regional maritime management, which is, known and interested in EMO, and also more than 160 scientists from United States interested in that.
Right. I'm not sure if I got your question, but I'm not the person to tell you about that, but I know that there are many projects working on that. So, for example, they make games and things related to it to show people how hard it is to make everyone happy. Like, for example, when they are trying to manage a region and they have people that need this and people that need that, and how to make everyone happy. So they do games to explain to people and try to find the answer from them. Just letting them know how this is hard and asking them how they would suggest. I don't know if this is what you want to know.
I can say something.
Yeah.
Can we teach student in primary and secondary school management? This is the answer for this question.
Yeah.
If we have ability to teach and learn children and students in primary and secondary school the principle of management, so that can we involved in maritime management and also to edit the ecosystem. Yes.
Yes.
I think, Marielle, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe these children from primary and secondary are too young to understand the management concepts, but
Right.
the ocean literacy is all about enhancing the knowledge of the public on the importance of the ocean and its resources, and on the importance of using in a sustainable way. So in this sense, in my opinion, I think it's like a basic on the management.
Okay. True. Yeah, because the goal is one, to achieve protected the environment. But
Exactly.
but the means, the approach are different from another level, high level and first level, but the whole goal to protect the environment.
Yeah. Marielle, you want to complement? If not, we can move on to the next question.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm just concerned about the time. Go ahead.
no, it's all right. I just wanted to say that this link that I just sent you, you can find a game there related to it. Like it's exactly what you are saying, but I believe that it is only for teenagers, not for children. Yeah, but you can find something that there are people working on that now.
Great, thank you.
Very
Thank you
interesting.
both. Very interesting indeed. So we have a question from Pooja Mitra for you, Mani. Pooja Mitra is from SUST, the Shalajau University in Bangladesh, and I was wondering if you have worked on any countries other than Brazil, I assume on ocean literacy activities. If so, how was your experience working on those countries? And if not, would you be interested in collaborating and spreading these programs to other countries?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, no, I haven't worked with ocean literacy in other countries, but I would love to, and I would be very happy if we could collaborate and spread this. Like it would be really nice. Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, next question, Fahima Belabad, or maybe you both can exchange emails in the chat
Yeah.
to have
Yes.
this happening. I know that the team at SUST also have been developing their own ocean literacy websites, something related to PACE, the new satellite. So that would be interesting to see. Fahima Belaban, she thanks you for sharing your experience with us. If first-hand experience are the best way to truly understand something, how can we inspire children to care about the ocean if they have never had the opportunity to connect with it?
Yeah, this is
Good
this is a
question.
good one. Yeah, so it's really hard because I understand that we just don't care about what we don't know, right? We have to know to care. So it's really hard. But in general, I can tell you that children are able to imagine and to feel only from, they don't really have to experience. They just see a whale and they feel like, oh my goodness, is it true? Do they exist? And they are connected instantly. So I don't know, it's harder, I agree, but we can do it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are lots of yeah, people in landlocked countries, or I had a similar experience in the past with people from landlocked countries saying, why should I care about the ocean if my country is not even close to it? But then you think when you live in a country like Portugal or any other country that doesn't have a forest, we all learn in school the importance of forest and Amazon being a lung for the world, producing oxygen and things like that. So what we have to do is use the same strategy to raise awareness for people on the importance of the ocean. And I had a few experiences in the past teaching or presenting seminars to small children, and I use the characters of SpongeBob because that's it's something that it's familiar to children, and then when you put their figures next to an image of a actual sea sponge or an actual sea star, they started understanding and making these relations too. So yeah.
Yeah.
So the next comment is from Dennis. Dennis is a current scholar at the Center of Excellence in Canada, and he thanks you for your wonderful insights. I'm just curious, what is the age group for the children, and is it only the children within the coastal areas that you are working with? He also has another question. How can we design ocean literacy programs that maximize participation and engagement among young children, ensuring they develop a strong connection to marine environments from early age?
Yeah. So the kids that we worked with last year, they were between 4 and 10 years old. And this year, we are going to work with older kids. And how can we design that? Yeah, this is a hard one because first, I would say that ocean literacy is still seen as a voluntary thing, right? So we need funding. We need people to really understand the importance of it, and then we can start working on this program. It would be like a really nice thing to happen, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen in a short time. Yeah, we need people to fund it, and like a really true job and not something that you do on a voluntary base, right? Yeah.
We need dedicated people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and collaboration with actual people that work in education, right?
Right.
Okay, and then we have a question from Ashi Rama Sakib. What are the main barriers to achieving widespread ocean literacy, and how can they be overcome, in your opinion, I assume?
Yeah.
I think this funding and having people dedicated to it, it's a major one, right, Mari?
Yeah, I believe so. And also we have to keep in mind that sometimes people are just trying to find their lunch, right? They are fighting for their dinner. So this is a hard one. I mean, I believe we can do that step by step, and trying our best. And at some point, we are going to be able to do that. But it is hard. I'm not going to say that it's easy. No, it's not. But I think if we all get into it and collaborate and do our thing, we can do it.
Mm. Do you guys agree? Is there anything else that you think that it's should be included in this list of barriers that we are not mentioning here? Feel free to hand your Heiser Ren. Oh my God, my English is failing me today. Raise your hand and give us a comment. Is there anything we are missing besides the difficulty in having time to dedicate to this, or having the funds to dedicate to this, or anything else we are missing? We have a comment from Annabelle Gamaru. Thank you, Marielle. Did you have opportunity to share this ocean literacy initiative to local government officials in your coastal city, or managers or Coast Guard?
Yeah, not yet, but it's something that we have been planning. So I believe this year we are going to do that.
And Fahima Belaban asked if you think that funding is the only way to make people commit to this.
Not funding is the only way to make people commit, but funding allow us to work with that. So then we can get more people interested in developing ocean literacy, right? So this is how we could work and we could reach more people. That's why I think funding is an important thing that is missing, or not is missing, but it's not so easy to find. Yeah.
I agree. I think that so we were earlier discussing the need of teaching undergrad students, for instance, science communication, and why not, pair the two? So you have to teach the undergrad students how to communicate science, and you have this entire, young children that needs to learn, and you just need to have a little bit of funding because it really doesn't require much. We have so Shubrat and I'm sure that a few more people in the audience knows about the Trevor Platt Science Foundation. So this is an Indian NGO dedicated to the memory of Professor Trevor Platt. Everybody that is a NF-POGO scholar knows of him. And one of the activities that TPSF provides is funding for outreach activities among its members. So, and this is up to $500, which it seems like little money, but you can achieve a lot with this. And José Mulber from FURG, he was awarded with this, and he conducted a lot with his team at FURG. They conducted a lot of activities with children from an island close to Rio Grande.
Yeah.
Marinheiro Island, is that correct name? Yeah. So it's, it's when you're talking about projects that it's millions of euros, and you take with 500, you can achieve a lot.
Yeah.
So funding is an important part, but I think that pulling the interest of people, it's even more important. So why not associate this, the need of teaching science communication to undergrads with the need of conducting outreach activities in schools? I'm sure that, undergrads are really interested and engaged, and I see this a lot, especially I'm saying this a lot about Bangladesh because I follow Subrata's and his team's activities, and I see them since early years of undergrad school, all as engaged in science clubs at the university or clean beach activities and things like this. That it's little, but if everybody do a little bit, we can achieve a lot more. And I also think that it's worth mentioning the dedication or the encouragement that we all receive from the Ocean Decade. That it's really raising awareness in a global level on the importance of ocean science, and ocean literacy. So I think the objective is moving towards this understanding, like everybody in the world knows the importance of the tropical forest. Everyone in the world should know the importance of the ocean as well. I think that's it. Does anyone else has an important final comment? So I added in the chat a link for the NANO catalog of educational materials. This is unfortunately a little bit outdated, but we do have a link for Mariele's magazine there. And it's a start. I encourage everyone to go out and do a little bit more of ocean literacy. And Marielle, thank you so much for your time and for giving us these ideas. And congratulations to your team for the excellent work.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure. And if someone wants to send me an email, I would be happy to help